Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm inside my Tesla Model S, and that means, of course, as you already probably figured out, that I have another issue. Let's get right into it. Alright, so this time my issue is kind of weird, to be honest. Not that any issue is not weird, but this one is unexpected. Not just for Tesla, it's unexpected for any car. Let me show you. My button for the voice control is just stopped working, and you would say, well, so what, the button burned out, whatever, it happens, sure. But there's a little trick to it. When I press my honk button, like anywhere, it does not have to be near the voice control button, anywhere, when I press it, it actually activates the honk and the voice control button. Let me show you. And now I can speak with the voice control, no problem, it recognizes my voice and everything is perfect. Magic. I submitted a service request to Tesla, hoping that maybe, it's a software issue, maybe this is, something just, I don't know, quirky, weird, a bug, whatever, because clearly functionality is there, clearly somehow it's being triggered and it's working. In replies, they just gave me an estimate was $272, and what they was going to do is just blindly replace both of those buttons. And again, it comes as an assembly. Tesla kills me every single time like this. They don't care what the issue is, they never want to look at it. I understand maybe it's a little bit time consuming, but as any reasonable person, I don't want to replace half of my steering wheel because of this clearly something, funky little thing. I can live with that. It's not a big deal. However, I don't want to live like that, but I certainly don't want to pay $272 for this. So let's just try and fix it ourselves. So today I'm going to be reassembling our steering wheel in a Model S. I'm going to show you how to do it, and hopefully in the process I'm going to fix my weird issue as well. Let's see how it goes. In order to open up your steering wheel, the only tool we will need is a very nice crowbar. Just kidding, obviously. However, sometimes with those issues I do feel like this. The only parts that we will need is the T25 little nugget thingy, and I just highly recommend to have something to pry just the clips, because this whole part comes off as a separate part where the airbag is, and it's hold on 2 screws on each side of the steering wheel, and just a bunch of clips. So highly recommend. It does not have to be any exact tool, but something that you could carefully pry on the sides here without damaging the plastic trim. Before you do absolutely anything, make sure the very first step that you do while reassembling the steering wheel is power down your car entirely. You can do it from inside of your car. Well, that's actually the only way I know, from inside of your car. You go into safety and security section in your settings, and you're clicking power off. It's going to ask you, are you sure? Yes, we're very much sure, power off. One very basic and kind of obvious reason, I guess, for this is because this is airbag. And we do not want to mess with connectors while it still has some, at least any power to it. Like if something is going to be triggered, you don't want it to blow up in your face. Just trust me on this one. You can power back car on just by touching the brakes, opening the door, basically do any activity in the car. So while you're reassembling this, try, not to touch the brakes, I guess. Unless you're happy with airbag in your face. And the only other thing I wanted to mention before we proceed with this is, which I completely forgot to do myself, I'm gonna have to touch brakes right now, is to turn the wheel. Because those screws are perfectly on the side here, right basically behind those buttons. So, and if you position your steering wheel perfectly straight, the way it's normally should be, it's going right next to those stalks on each side, so it's going to be really weird and awkward for you to get access to it. So power up your car, or don't turn it off just yet, as I suggested you in the first step. Now I'm pressing brakes. There you go, I just opened it up, it started. Alright, so I recommend you to turn it like this, you know, just 180 degrees, so there's nothing obstructing you here. Be careful obviously not to scratch the screen, and absolutely nothing down there, and you're good to go. Now let's go ahead and power it off. Yes, I'm sure. That's weird, it didn't really power off. Let's see, safety, security, power off. Yes, power off. There we go, beautiful. T25. After unscrewing those 2 screws on the back, now it's time for the pry tools. You can actually try it with your hands. Mine seems to be fairly loose there, so I'm gonna try. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be too difficult. I'm just trying to take it slow and easy. Yep, there you go. It's coming off. Again, I can do it 10 times faster, but I don't want to break anything while I'm doing it. There you go. And now just the bottom part. Beautiful. All right, now we want to disconnect all the connectors that go in there, obviously. Okay, and another one, you just have to press gently on both sides of the clip. It's pretty obvious when you see it. Honestly, it doesn't really need any explanation. And this is our airbag with the buttons. As you can see on the back, there was 2 connectors. Well, one basically for airbag and one for everything else. So now I have to take apart this part and see what was wrong with it. And if I find nothing, well, then I guess I will have to replace the part myself. The good news, it's way cheaper than $272. So that's actually, you know, should still save me lots of money, even if I have to replace the whole assembly.